Hi everyone! Over the summer, I discovered a brand called Undone Beauty. Undone Beauty is an affordable makeup brand and they are sold on Amazon, so it's really easy to get your hands on. Their products lean more on the natural side, so they're a really great brand if you are looking for everyday products, products that are going to accentuate your natural features, and they also make some incredible dupes. For example, their cream concealer is very similar to the Glossier Stretch Concealer. I have filmed a couple of videos with Undone Beauty products on my channel, one of those being a full face of Undone and another one being Undone Beauty vs Glossier. However, since those videos, Undone has kind of released a couple of new and exciting products that I wanted to share with you guys, along with kind of repackaging and reformulating their version of a skin tint. So these both kept the same name. It is both the Unfoundation Glow Tint, and they both are light coverage. I personally prefer the packaging of the new version. I think the new packaging looks very, very nice. The old packaging I remember having some issues with, as far as there being a lot of, you can literally see it right here, there's a lot of spillage with the old packaging. I did really enjoy this formula though. I love how it laid on the skin, how it looked, how it wore. I just remember it being very beautiful. So I'm going to swatch the original formula for you first. This shade right here is 3 Latte Medium in the original formula. This one right here is the shade 4 Caramel Medium. Oh, another thing I should mention is, see, that's my summer shade. But another thing I wanted to mention is they did expand the shade range, which is really good because the fact that this was 3 and that was 4 is just not cutting it. So now in comparison, I have 440 Latte Medium, and I have 450 Almond Latte Medium. So right here is the newer formula of the Latte Medium. I do think the newer formula is a little bit more creamy. The previous formula was very liquidy. I didn't mind that at all. I thought that it still went on very beautifully. However, this is definitely more of like a lotiony texture. And then this is the Almond Latte Medium shade. So here are the shades more close up. I definitely think I'm gonna go with this one right here. But those are what the shades look like right now, side by side. And I just wanted to make sure you guys have a reference. So the 440 Latte Medium definitely has a more neutral, cool undertone, whereas the 450 Almond Latte Medium definitely leans more warm toned. So that is what they look like side by side. I definitely think I fall somewhere in the middle of these two. So I am gonna mix them, unfortunately. I don't love having to mix shades, especially when they're shades that are side by side next to each other on the little scale, or there should at least be a shade in between. The coverage of these glow tints is very, very lightweight, which is definitely something that is sought after by some people and very much something that other people kind of run away from. I don't mind a light coverage product. I love how overall the glow tint just kind of evened out my skin tone. There's definitely spots on my face that I would go in with and kind of spot conceal. They did release more shades of the concealer, and I did buy a darker one. So this one right here is the shade 3 Latte Medium, and this is the like original, and then they did come out with the new shades, and this is the Almond Latte Medium. So I bought this for the summertime. I haven't opened it yet, but this one is going to be fitting for me right now. I do remember in the summertime the Latte Medium shade was just a little bit too light for me, so I know that right now it'll work for me better. I think that this concealer is definitely full coverage enough, so you can cover up some spots that you don't really want to see. However, it's really nice and creamy and very natural looking, so you don't have to kind of jeopardize a natural look to get some coverage, you know what I mean? Because I think it does a fantastic job with a sponge underneath my eyes, just because I don't like to have any opportunity of like cakiness under there. But how do you feel about the skin? Because I personally love it. I think that everything is laying so beautifully on the skin. I think everything looks very fresh. This is how I would like my skin to be looking. So I really love the coverage that everything gives. I definitely think these two products paired together make a really amazing pairing, and I think it gives just enough coverage. I think it's beautiful. So originally I own the Warm Up bronzer, and it just looks like this. It has more of like a matte satin bronzer over here, and then it has some highlight shades over here. This is an amazing product for, you know, your complexion as well as a quick eyeshadow look. So I really do enjoy this product. However, I did purchase the Undone Water Bronzer, and I got mine in the shade Blaze. I am skeptical about this. It's very orange, like so orange, probably the most orange bronzer I've ever seen ever. I will apply some for you so that you can kind of see. One thing I really hate, which I know stick products do, I mean, it just, you know, it's the price you have to pay for using a stick product, but this one so clearly like smudges the products that you have on underneath, which I'm not a fan of at all. It does blend out easily though, and it doesn't look crazy orange on the skin. It actually blends out to be kind of nice looking. It's just really not my favorite bronzer. I don't really have much love for it at all. So I am going to go over top of it with the Warm Up bronzer because I feel like you guys should see this kind of working in action. It is such a beautiful, beautiful bronzer shade. I use this a ton over the summertime. You know, I didn't even think about it not really matching me right now since it's the winter, but looks pretty good to me. I think it's an amazing product to travel with as well because you have your bronzer, highlight, and eyeshadow kind of all in one little place. I do kind of wish it was just the teeniest bit smaller. I do think it could be smaller, but this thing is huge. Like, it's huge. So if you are familiar with my previous Undone Beauty videos, you will know that I own two of the blushes from Undone. I own Rosy and I own Berry. And these are really nice. These were a big summer staple for me. I wore these pretty dang often in the summertime, and I will swatch them for you right here. These are advertised as a lip and cheek. I really personally wouldn't use either of these shades on my lips, but they did serve as very pretty blush shades. So I did like these shades a lot. However, if you know me, these are not my perfect blush shades. I like my blush shades very similar to the color that I like my lipsticks in, and I love a pinky brown nude. I love that more like rosy brown nude blush. And so when I saw that they came out with a new shade called Rosewood, and I saw the picture of it, I knew that this was it. This is stunning. It is so gorgeous. It does have a little bit more, I guess I would say, like warmth, like more orangeness to it, but oh my god, it's so flattering. It is so extremely beautiful. I cannot wait to wear the heck out of this in the summertime. So again, this is Rosy, this is Berry, and then this is Rosewood right here. Because Rosewood is the newest shade, and I have got to say it's my favorite shade, I am going to go in with Rosewood right now on my cheeks. These blushes are really pigmented. I definitely need to tone this down. So I always found that these blushes are really beautifully pigmented and they are very long wearing as well for cream products. They are definitely up there in my favorite cream blushes. For my highlight, I'm going into the highlighting strips that is in this palette, and I'm just taking a little bit just because my skin is so glowy right now. I really don't need the highlight, but I do want to add it anyway because it is here. So the brand Undone also has eyeshadow palettes. They only had a couple to choose from. I remember when I was shopping the brand over the summer. This is the one that I originally picked up, and the name of this palette is called Soul. It's really pretty. It has a good mixture of your more like neutral shades and then some more fun, colorful shades over here. However, they did come out with a different color palette, and the name of this one is Bear, and this is what Bear looks like. This is a little bit more up my alley, a little bit more every day, I would say. The two palettes have big similarities, like this section and this section are very similar. However, this section is a little bit more wearable, a little bit more my style. Also, the Bear one has this kind of satin matte shade off to the corner over here, which is definitely a better option when it comes to palettes. I don't like dipping into other palettes when I have to use a palette. But another thing that they released after I had made my Undone Beauty videos, they did come out with small eye palettes. Just kind of these trios, and these are all cream shades. I'll go ahead and swatch these for you. I personally did not care for the color stories of any of them. Oh my god, this black does not show up. I've actually never swatched it before, but these kind of were just a little blah to me. These are cream. I don't know the longevity of them. I can't imagine that they really last that long though, but I did kind of just want to show you. They didn't have any trios where I was like really wowed by the colors. Actually, this was really the only one that I thought I would really get any use out of, and this still isn't something that I would typically gravitate towards. I think I am gonna take that lighter shade up here, and I'm just gonna put a little bit on my eyelids just as a kind of base. But yeah, this is like really silvery, and I do not like the look of that on me personally. Actually, that doesn't look too bad. Like, that actually looks pretty cute. But yeah, I'm not digging it. Like, I'm not loving it. However, I'm still gonna cover it up with the eyeshadow. I actually haven't used these eyeshadows yet. I'm just going in with that matte brown that's in the palette. But I do know from the previous eyeshadow that these eyeshadows are really nice, creamy, buttery, blendable. And then I'm just gonna take that like bronzy shade right there. And then I'm going to take this light golden shade and just pop that on my inner corner. So Undone does not have brow products. I'm just going to take some of my Glossier Boy Brow and just fill in my brows real quick. Undone also now has a little setting powder. This is the Under Over powder, and I picked mine in 510 Light. It just looks like this. It kind of was advertised more as like a very translucent powder. I'm just going to apply it kind of where I need. So on my chin, my nose. I always like to powder over here underneath, taking a smaller brush, an even smaller brush, and kind of just pressing that underneath the eyes. From Undone, I do own the Light on lipsticks, and I have one in Gosh Garnet and Chi Town. So that is Gosh Garnet, and that is Chi Town right here. I think I'm going to apply a little bit of Gosh Garnet. It's very pretty. I should show you what Rosewood looks like on the lips beforehand though. It's a little bit peachy. I definitely think I would adore this more so in the summertime, but it is the winter. Even though it's disgusting out, it's so gross. It's so gross outside. But yeah, that is what Rosewood looks like on the lips. I do think it's very cute, but I'm going to go with Gosh Garnet today. So Undone does have a mascara. It's probably the worst mascara I've ever tried in my entire life. So I'm going to put some mascara on and I'll be right back. So I applied a bit of my L'Oreal Telescopic. This has been a big staple of mine. I have been absolutely loving that mascara. But overall, I love the way that everything looks on my skin. I think that even the setting powder, it didn't take away from the glowiness that I was able to achieve, but I definitely still feel nice and set. I love the packaging and reformulation of the new On Foundation Glow Tint. I think it is stunning, and I definitely think a lot of people would love this product. Don't recommend the water bronzer. I just don't think that you need it. I don't love the color of it. I think the texture of it is really weird. It does blend out okay, but if you were gonna get a bronzer from this line, I really would just recommend getting the warm-up bronzer. It's so much more versatile, and it just looks better overall on the skin, and it's way easier to use as well. Obviously, I am a huge fan of these cream blushes. I'm so happy that they launched Rosewood. It is so gorgeous. I cannot wait to get a ton of use out of it over the summer. I love this concealer. It's such a good concealer. It's such a good cream potted concealer and super affordable as well. The eyeshadow palette is cute. I'll be honest, I haven't touched this eyeshadow palette since I last filmed with it, which was over the summer. I just have other eyeshadow palettes I like to use in my collection. These I'm not totally drawn to in my drawer of eyeshadow palettes, but if you are someone that maybe has like a smaller collection and doesn't want to spend a ton of money on eyeshadow, I also love the size of these palettes as well. So I definitely think that these are of quality and worth your money. However, I don't use them just because I have so many other things I like using. And then this kind of weirder product, this 3-in-1 eye palette. I don't use this ever. I don't plan on using it. I was actually pretty surprised on how cute this kind of looked all over the lid, this one lighter shade, but I'm not gonna go out of my way to smear that on my eyelid, you know? But yeah, to me, this is absolutely beautiful. This is definitely a typical everyday sort of look for me. I think that everything feels really good. It looks really good. I know already it's gonna wear really well. I'm not gonna do a wear test today, but I do know that they have a eyeliner as well. I'm not an eyeliner girl, so I don't own it. I would love to see brow products from this brand. I think that would be amazing. And I think even they should look into getting some highlights in this kind of cream formula. I think that would be absolutely beautiful. So definitely let me know what you guys think of Undone Beauty in the comments down below. Let me know what you think of this look I was able to achieve. Let me know if you've tried anything from the brand or if this video has influenced you to buy anything from this brand. If you aren't already subscribed, definitely go ahead and do so, and hopefully I see you next time.